All right, my name is Joe, and I'm going to do my in the bag right now. Right behind me, I have my Dynamic Disc Ranger bag. I love this bag. I used to have the Trooper, but found that it didn't have quite enough space for all of my extra non-disc golf stuff. It has a great top pocket right here to allow me to keep pretty much an extra change of clothes because this time of year in November, it's really handy to have extra sweatshirts and layers. Getting into my actual in the bag here, we have plenty of discs to look at, so let's get started. First up, I have my Slammer. Comes in two varieties here, Classic Blend and Lucid. This is my go-to upshot with a wind. It's great when you're dealing with the wind. It doesn't glide too far. It's got a nice stable finish. And this guy here is definitely my headwind putter. I've beat it in quite a bit, as you can kind of tell here. It flies a lot like a Judge, and it is perfect for putting into the headwind. Speaking of my putters, I have my Classic Soft Judge, which is my go-to putter in any situation, basically. I also have the Classic Blend Burst Judge, even though the name is kind of rubbed off on it, but that just means it's got a lot of use. I use it for my upshots, where I need a decent amount of glide, pretty solid control, and a nice stable finish. One of the most recent additions to my bag is the guard. I've got this in the Moonshine plastic here, and I absolutely love it. This feels very comfortable in my hand. If I need to get away with some kind of tricky shot, backhand or forehand, this is my go-to disc. In the Moonshine plastic, it is nice and stable, and I just love the way it flies. Moving on to my mid-ranges, I have my EMac Truth and my backup EMac Truth. Both fantastic discs. If I need something to go straight and just glide for miles, this is my go-to disc. It has a great finish. I've even been able to get this to forehand, kind of turn over and flex a little bit. Great for in the woods, tight, reliable shot. Next up, I have my Justice. This thing, if I ever lost it, I would be completely lost. I also have the fancy, lovely, love this stamp, love this disc with the metal flake there. It is so gorgeous. I love my Justice. This is my go-to for everything, forehand, backhand, anything where I just need confidence that I know what it's going to do. The wind isn't really going to affect this all that much. I love my overstable Justices. They're fantastic. Moving up into my fairway driver-ish discs, I have the Dynamic Disc Vandal. This is the flop wedge of my bag. I pull it out very rarely, but when I do, it's when I need some crazy shot, and I know it's just going to hold it. I know it's going to fly where I need it, and it got me out of a jam in the most recent tournament I played in, where I had to have this big turnover backhand shot around a whole bunch of trees, and it dropped right by the basket, leaving me a 20-foot putt for bird. It was great. Another disc that I was upset to see that would be discontinued is the Criminal. I've got it in the Lucid and the Biofuzion with the beef stamp. I find it kind of ironic that this is probably one of the least beefy discs in my bag, and it has a beef stamp. It is great. This one is nice and beat in, flies great, flies straight and awesome. This guy, a lot more overstable. Great for those shorter shots that I need that are too far for my Justice, but too short for a couple of other discs that I have that I will be showing you in a few seconds here. The last fairway driver that I have is my Triple X. It is the Justice of my fairway drivers. It is so overstable. I love it. Moving on to my distance drivers, I've got the Captain. This is also kind of like my flop wedge. If I have a decent tailwind, I'll pull this out. Goes for miles. It is a fantastic disc. A little understable for everything that I have, though. Moving up from that, I do have my Sheriff. This is a fantastic disc for my forehand. This one, I can get it to cruise forever. I've had people tell me they just watch it and they just keep waiting for it to hyzer out, and it just never does. I can crank this thing about 400 feet on my forehand. I love it. Backhand, I can get it to turn over nice, get a nice little S curve, get me through some trees. It is a fantastic disc. Moving on from there, I've got my Lucid Enforcer and a Biofuzion Enforcer. This one is nice and beat in. It does fly pretty straight, and I love the way it feels in my hand. I like how straight I can get it. My Lucid one, I love how I can just get this to flex and just finish exactly where I need it to. This one has gotten me out of quite a few jams. And this guy here is one of my favorites in my bag. This one has my current PR at 434 feet. That's with a forehand. Yeah, this thing just can sail for days. Next up, I have my Gladiator. This one looks brand new. That's because it is. I recently lost my other nice beat-in Lucid Gladiator, so this one's going to have to take a few tree hits, but I do like the way the Gladiator flies. Finally, my headwind disc. Anything that I need where I know I need to turn it over and I need something very consistent, it's the best disc that I have for that. That is the Stiletto. Yeah, this thing is a beast. I love it. I can let it go on an angle like this on my forehand and know that it'll still turn flat and turn over. It is one of the most reliable discs I have, and I think it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for watching. This was my In the Bag. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on social media. That will be all along the bottom of the screen. And I can't wait to see you all in the next video.